All right, so Pioneer deck of the day. We've got basically mono white humans that's splashing green for Collected Company, because Collected Company is just like some of the best card advantage you can get in these decks full of creatures. So look at the top 6 cards of your deck, grab 2 creatures that cost 3 or less among them, and put them onto the battlefield. We've just got a ton of beaters here that all happen to be human, and the payoff for being human is that we get to leverage Thalia's Lieutenant here, which says when it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each human you control. And whenever another human enters control under your battlefield under your control, this gets 1/1 bigger. We also have Benalish Marshal here, which acts as a lord. And then we've got Itty Bitty Bugle Boy, who's representing Company B here. Company C, let's say Company C, who generates a little bit of card advantage for us. And then Charming Prince actually pairs with Lieutenant and Bugler well to blink these to get more Interplay triggers. So let's go ahead and dive on into a constructed league here with this one and see how it goes. There's so many events. Why are there so many events? There's more events on this list here than Magic Arena will have all year. It's so sad. Premier play client. There's so many events that you're confused and don't know what to do. I mean, I just ignored them and scrolled down to what I know. All of those events are, to be fair, believe it or not, the $30 PTQ preliminary didn't fire for standard the other day. I wonder how many of them are actually firing, because these things are kind of awful value. They're a $30 entry fee, and if you can't actually make anything out of them other than play points and QPs. So like the prizes are literally, you go 3-2, you get exactly your entry fee back. You go 4-1, you get 50% of your entry fee extra plus some qualifier points. You go 5-0, you get double your entry fee back in play points and then qualifier points. So like, I heard someone refer to them as the return of daily events, but they're really not that. Daily events used to pay out piles of booster packs, and these really don't do that. Yeah, it sounds good. I'd love to draw another 1-drop here, so we can have like 1-drop into 1-drop, 1-drop. And then have Lieutenant on 3, but hand's definitely a keeper. Lead on our Soldier of the Pantheon here. 2/1, protection from multicolored. Whenever our opponent plays a multicolored spell, we gain a life. This thing returns a permanent we control to its owner's hand. Oh, that's hot. This allows us to pick the Lieutenant back up, right? That's hilarious. Geoff, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We might get in trouble doing this here if they have another thing in the ice. I'm going to be a little sad. I do have the full 4 Deccan Stones, the 75, so that's good. Yeah, hit that one. Oh, are they gonna bolt my thing? That's sad. So this gets to play for 1 if they discarded it. Huh. So I think with another Shepherd drawn, I'm going to go ahead and just go Shepherd Bodyguard here. Obviously should have played those in the other order so I could have a protection on this. I'm just clicking and talking at the same time. A little bit more tire spinning here for them. Reflector Mage is definitely a good card. The problem with blue in this format, especially in an aggro deck, is that, like, Razorbird's Thicket's not a card we had. You can add another to the list of fools suckered into the promise of giant burritos. Thanks to the biddy setters. Yep, so punish for my sequencing here. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue, by the way, setters. Let me know if there's anything that you'd like to bump up. Yeah, definitely, Scooter. 10 out of 10. Charming Prince sounds great here. So the play then next turn is Lieutenant, Charming Prince, Blink Lieutenant. So I'd be getting in for one more point of damage here if I had done this second last turn. I'd have a 3-1 in play right now. Yeah, you get Port Town. The problem is, like, every additional, like, type of this land that you add, you're less likely to have untapped lands on one, which is kind of a big deal. They have Blast Zone in their deck, okay. Yeah, it definitely is, setters. 10 out of 10. That's pretty unfortunate. There's a good chance they flip that over next turn. Well, if they don't flip it over, we've got a lot of power and toughness, but if they do flip it over, we're probably dead. Yeah, I think they likely have a pretty good chance off of 4 cards. Hey, Emmanuel Tapper. So it's looking like Historic isn't greener on the other side. I mean, it's still going to be green, right? I would bet green's still the most impressive color in the format. Not close. Scottish, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Sounds good for the Cat Doom deck. Bump Historic Vamp. Sounds good. I believe that'll put it into tomorrow. What are they doing? Is he like treasure cruising but not delving much? We did lose Yarak Field. Oh, so we're super dead. Yeah, that's a real good one. Yeah, these creature decks basically never beat Thing in the Ice flipping. You just have to, like, play enough removal and hope to not have that happen. They binned double Arclight Phoenix off of the search. Yeah. Yeah, so we had Deck and Stone for the first one, but then they had a Deck and Stone for the first one, then they had a second one. Not a whole lot we can do there. Definitely in for Deck and Stones and Rest in Pieces here. Am I just cutting creatures to go down to 27 creatures? I feel like Dromoka's command is frequently not going to be enough to kill Thing in the Ice. I also don't really want to go down that many creatures. I think I want to stay at like 28 plus. Just give this a try. think I keep this. It's a little bit awkward that my first land is tapped, but it's got like decent pressure and it's got a rest in peace. Thanks for the 5 months, Paper Skate. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What are the odds they have a removal spell here? High? Gonna jam this rather than playing something out and getting it wild slashed. Lets us use our mana, but doesn't let them use theirs. Oh, thing in the ice. We might not be able to beat this card. Depends on how good the rest of their hand is. It's January 11th. Hand over fist. With 100% certainty, the qualifier is on January 11th. It is the weekend before the next set drops. Alright, it's the land I was looking for. Maybe on the back of this collected company and having enough lands, we can beat this thing in the ice flip. I think they underestimated how good Field of the Dead would be without Scape Shift, Quarth. Like, I believe there was an article where they talked about, like, printing Field of the Dead as specifically a fun way to enable Scape Shift for the summer where both M19 and M20 were legal. And I think they solidly underestimated how good it would be, even after that card or without that card. Thanks for the 10 months, Caboose Man. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Deck has Pack Rat 2 guaranteed to .50. Pack Rat. Thanks to the absurd biddy Scooter. Happy Friday. Happy Wednesday. What days? I have no idea what day of the week it is. As a heads up, Scooter, I am off tomorrow morning, but I will. That'll be up first thing Friday. So I was thinking that's what it is. I was thinking Friday because that deck's gonna be up first thing on Friday. That's where my head went. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. That's my story. I think I'm gonna go to 6 here. Just like try and be in love with the Coco here. I'm gonna get Is It Charmed and concede next turn. Vomit. By that I mean, they could Is It Charm us, they could flip this, just in a variety of ways here. Well, this deck seems really sweet when we're not staring down a bunch of thing in the ice. But unfortunately, I think we're just going to be too slow here. Varashata, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So if they have 3 instants and sorceries here, we're dead. Which they're... Or we're just dead anyways. This was green, white, human horrors. We'd have locked this up. Yeah, exactly. We were close there, even with turn 2 thing in the ice. If they hadn't had the second thing in the ice, we might have sneaked it past. Thanks for the 26 months, Be Rich. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Really, those matchups, the creature decks against the Blue Red Phoenix decks are just like super one-dimensional. You just basically revolve entirely around Thing in the Ice and whether or not you can take that card off the table and whether or not they have another one after you do. Horror Tribal. Are there other playable horrors in Pioneer? It's like basically just Phyrexian Revoker, right? Spellskite. Spellskite was a modern playable horror that she used to play sometimes. Oh, Bedlam Reveler. Yeah, that card is nice and horror. It might be a little bit too land heavy. We'll see. Got my Elvish Visionary here on one. You have to go like Inspector into Prince, blink the Inspector to get a couple of card draws in the bank. Mutavault is the best horror. It's the best everything, right? Stuck on a runway in Chicago waiting for it all clear. Is it snowing up there? Punishing Waterfalls? Did I change the shilling rewards? Nope. They've been the same since I set them up. 10K, 30K, 50K, million. Hey, Mittens, thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, you're flying to Chicago. Okay, yep. Yeah, we started getting some snow flurries here. They shocked this in. This could just be an opt. It could also be a fatal push, though. I don't know. I guess if they fatal push my Thraben Inspector in response to me targeting it, that's kind of a win for me, right? Just an opt. Yep. In. Hey Nick, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. This scene's not quite panning out yet. Our plan of drawing some number of spells is not coming to fruition. Joke's on you, opponent. I have nothing to duress. I mean, to set a low bar Paper Skate, I would bet the Blue-Red Fiend deck is, like, pretty safe from bannings. Maybe Mutavault, but Mutavault feels like it would be a weird card for them to go after. Oh, a bunch are they? Hand definitely sucks. Big agree. Yeah, that's true. The cards that are expensive in that deck are like gonna see play everywhere, right? Like those adventure cards are gonna be staples. To me, my company. Swing, bada, swing, bada. So we could get like Ritual Ascended next turn, but the chance of hitting Thalia's Lieutenant here are good enough, and I want to play this around to counterspell as well. So I think it's correct to just jam this like I did here. Charming Prince sounds great. Can blink Thalia's Lieutenant next turn. I'm playing a 2-color control deck. Should I find for Mutavault to Mind? Yeah, you should probably have some number of colorless utility lands. Mutavault or Field of Ruin. And with Field of the Dead being banned, Mutavault's probably the right one. Yeah, 3-mana Thalia is a little bit awkward with Bugle Boy Bread. I think we're already kind of at the low end of hits for this. So like fitting in more, and like Shepherd of the Flock fits better on curve in terms of like going 1-2. So suspensions are just emergency bans that aren't called emergency bans. So suspensions are basically bannings that aren't called bannings because they made the promise on Arena that they would refund wildcards whenever they ban a card. So by suspending the card, they're not banning it, and thus they're not breaking their promise of giving you a wild card when they ban something. So that's the difference between a suspension and a banning. It's semantics to not give you wild cards. They said there will be a decision date where cards will end up banned or put back into the format. Neat. So I guess that is functionally different. Sure, deal. You have a link? Is that in the historic article? It's not a ban list with extra steps. It's them being cautious so they're not giving out wild. It's still wild card related, right? Like they're basically giving out wild cards. They're basically doing it in case they don't need to ban it so they don't give out wild cards and then unban something later, right? If not, I'm getting closer. Well, I can't see your bit badge, Coons. You have the 25K, right? All right, so that's a bugler. So we're gonna start with that. See where we go. I can actually tell you. They gave me a metric. This kills the Jace, right? Because this will be a 5 and this will be a 1 now. Sweet. The metric doesn't count subs. I can tell you what small number of Where is it? Cheer badges. There are 10 crowns in Hoaglandia total. Is a metric that oh look, I looked back and we'd won. That's exciting. Hey, thanks, Goons. Do I want Rest in Peace against whatever it is they're doing? I definitely want Gideon. Feel like Rest in Peace might be good. I'm gonna trim 2 Charming Prince and bring in Rest in Peace. Like, they could just kill the thing Charming Prince is targeting on occasion. You scroll down. Kuntz was talking about top 1%. There are 35 people who have the 25k bit badge or higher, and that includes the 10 crowns. So, saying top 1% is probably fairly accurate. Definitely want to lead on the 2 power dork here. Little awkward. We've got our 1 forest with our marshal in our hand, but hopefully we'll draw a white source here. Maybe I do want Selfless Spirit here. Selfless Spirit's probably better than Charming Prince, huh? Just like plays around Ritualist it. And like Anger of the Gods and stuff like that. Thanks for the 14 months, Nifty. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Okay. I have a pretty okay curve here, even with losing the lieutenant. Wow, that's so rude. They shattered my clue, chat. Now we're clueless. Now we're clueless. Drawing the green-white duel there was pretty good. Let's just spin the forest pretty easily and still play the marshal out. Marshal. So hoping to fade sweepers here. Yeah, my one concern about the current change for Historic is that I'm worried that the format's going to feel too samey to Standard now. Like, the fact that you got to play with Field of the Dead and Oko in Historic definitely made it feel unique from the current Standard format. I kind of wish they would have, like, banned... I kind of wish they would have banned Nissa instead of... I kind of wish they would have banned Nissa instead of the one they did, instead of Oko. Just so it would be a little bit unique from Standard. I'm gonna sweep up my squad. Kalitas, yep. So, land? I should be more specific with my wants and desires. All right, who's got 2 thumbs and loses to a sweeper? This guy right here. This guy right here. Don't languish or ritual me, bro. Don't do it. Have a heart. Even just removal spells here would be really good for them. Do I want to attack with my 4-2? Maybe? Yeah, I think you're right, Brad. I should have attacked with the 4-2 and offered that as a trade. YOLO! Volkswagens. Du-du-du-du. Ship it. Ship it. Squad goals, chat. Squad goals. Marshal, Marshal, Marshal. To me, my company. Literally, Marshal, Marshal, Marshal. Yep. quite literally. So they get to block this, sack this. And then they gain 5, go to 11, take 9, go to 2. Definitely should have attacked with this the previous turn and offered this as a trade. It was a pretty big mistake on my part. One we might not recover from here. So if I play something that makes all my creatures bigger, they can assume they have a blank. They can fire up Wandering Fumarole, go block, 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 and then they'd take 9, gain 5, so they die. What happens if they go block, block, sack this, gain 7, they die? So I think if this card's a blank, they're dead to this emblem, right? Could also just play Thalia's Lieutenant and get a similar effect. So I believe we just assume this card's a blank and ship it. Right? They animate this. They only have 2 mana left over. Yeah. So if this is a 2 mana removal spell here, we're gonna die. But if it's not, I believe they're dead. Because even if they go block, block. Sure. So they have to have a way to kill one of these on top of blocking all of these. Alright, these blocks imply they have a removal spell here. So third Fatal Push is going to get us. Doomblade, Terminate, Cast Down. Nope, just dead. Got it. Got it good. So, a little bit of slops on my part, not being more aggressive the turn they played Kalitas, but ended up pushing through there on the back of a really good collecting company. Ooh. Sounds good. Keep. Beep, beep, keep. I like it. It's a good use of emoticons. One thing I wonder is if this deck would be better off. Like, is Collecting Company the ideal card, or are we just supposed to be, like, playing God's Willing? I feel like there's a good chance that, like, the green cards are worse than God's Willing. Or not God's Willing. Brave the Elements. Brave the Elements. Brave the Elements is a super messed up God's Willing for mono white. Well, shoot. Let's see. Let's see if my aggro deck can beat Wicked Wolves and Okos. Opponent's archetype is currently the deck to beat in Pioneer. Believe it or not, Oko is Broco. There were a bunch of copies of Oko in this blue-green, stompy, devotion, whatever you want to classify it as deck. Reflector Mages? Yeah, you can play Reflector Mages in God's Willing, or Brave the Elements. Brave the Elements is a real jacked up card. For people that aren't familiar, it gives all of your white creatures protection from the color of your choice till end of turn for a single mana. In Green and Pioneer, I'm shocked because we can't cast Lightning Bolt. Accurate. Almost as good as Veil of Summer. I mean, it's better than Veil of Summer in the right shell. Just straight up. I think Brave the Elements should cantrip too. I agree. Big agrees. Brave the Elements would be better if it cantripped. Alright, so we're going to end step Company, hit double Thalia's Lieutenant, and then we're going to untap Marshal, kill them. I think is the plan here. I don't know if that's actually lethal, but it's the plan. They have a lot of food, so, you know, hard to say. It's a good plan. I agree. Wouldn't it create it if it wasn't a good plan? And if it's not lethal, we have like Charming Prince to blink something next turn too. Someone gave me a promo code for Magic Online. Thank you, Chuki. I have another one of those. Where is it? Someone gave me another one. Shout out to Levi. The second one. It's already been used. Tilt. Thought I had two. We got one freebie. Hey, look, they're still making decisions. Yay, waiting for MODO. You can always find my thoughts when there's ban list or suspension changes by typing ! bans in chat. The following day. Regardless of the format, those will have my thoughts on the most recent bans. I mean, to be fair, they have a 5-power creature, so like, they could have Stubborn Denial and it could be Negate. Come on, opponent. I need to rearrange the bottom 6 cards of my library here. To be fair, I bet a lot of people were doing well with Sultai Field. That's probably part of the reason why it got banned. Alright, let's start with this and see where we go. Huh. Charming Prince is actually a good reason to not do this during their end step. So do I want to trade Shepherd of the Flock here? I think I do. Yeah, we kind of hit double Lieutenant in a roundabout way. And like, next turn I get to go Marshal, attack, and then Charming Prince, blink Lieutenant again. And like, one thing that's kind of sweet to note is that like, Okoing my stuff isn't very good for them because like my stuff all has 1/1 counters on it, right? I'm actually kind of impressed with our deck right now. When they like Wicked Wolfed us on 3, I was like, there's no way we could win this. And like, our opponents like drawing enough lands here that we're kind of going to punch through, I think. JK. LOL. Just kidding. It was a good thought while it lasted. And we might. Whoo, buddy. Oh, buddy, old pal. All right. So, do we attack, not letting them know that they could be getting bigger? I think that's what we do. I think we just ship in our four dorks here. Ship it. Ender, why'd they get rid of all the fun cards in Historic? Yeah, I'm kind of upset they got rid of the threats. I'm not upset they got rid of Once in Vale. Field and Oko, I wish they would have given a chance to. Alright, chat. Alright. YOLO Swaggins. Survey says, looking for a Marshal and a Lieutenant here. Some mix of those. Sure, you've got a food. Sick. Alright, so definitely that. Is it Bugle Boy for the other one? I think it's just Bugle Boy. To me, my company. Oh, gosh, we're so unlucky, chat. We're so unlucky. Just the gosh darned unluckiest. Oh. So you're dead. Good. Why are we so unlucky? Pretty sure I want all my Deccan Stones here. They don't have that much removal, so Shepherd of Flock's probably the cut. Sounds good. Good, great. Submit. Coco is Broco. When I'm referring to groups of people in general, I usually refer to them as chat. Often catch myself doing that. Hey, thanks for 7 months, mates, too. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I was confused seeing an ad when I tuned in. I did not like that feeling. Yep, it's a good reminder. Subscribers do not see the pre-roll or the midstream ads. Definitely Chuki, we live to please. Company's a good pickup. To me, my company. All right. Can we beat turn 2 Loco? Do I scry for lands? I don't think so. I think I was going to blink and get an extra clue here. Maybe I don't have time. This might be wrong because I have like another Thraben Inspector. I might just not have time to crack 3 clues this game. Yeah. Oh, drunken Ollie. There's a reason my chat's in sub-only mode. Even when people aren't being obnoxious, just large high density chats tend to just like, you know, there's a large signal to noise ratio. Deccan Stone should be excellent here at cleaning out a bunch of their food, which is nice. Hey, J-Bag. Speaking of mod dominated, let's add another one to the ranks. Have a sword to go with your shield. Welcome to the mod hazing. All right, have a sword now. Thanks for the tier 2, by the way, as well. Deccan Stone will be good at clearing out food that are 3/3s, so that's nice. It wasn't even me this time. So I think the plan is like, ooh, they're getting aggressive. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'd say the plan is to build a big board and then deck the food. That's really scary. Huh? So let's start with this and see where we go. I guess this exposes Marshall to getting Oko next turn. Is a potential concern. Was hoping to hit 2 lords there, so that way Charming Prince could attack through this heart. They can't Oko Soldier the Pantheon? Yep. Oh, I've made a huge mistake. Got it. All right, yep, Oko does that too. Right? At some point, I'll remember all this card's text. I'm gonna cut these shepherds and bring in a couple of knights. They can destroy foods and they kill Heartocrans as well. Oko has an ultimate. Sweet. Good hand. What Pioneer creature deck should I build this weekend while at the GP? I mean, my website's got some good recommendations on it. We played zombies a few times and it feels good. Yes, Charming Prince can blink our cards that were stolen. It is a reasonable pseudo-Oko answer. It's a good draw. I was just told a turn 3 Soulflare Soup is modern levels of broken. Clearly my opponent hasn't played modern. You're not wrong. When you're right, you're right. Well, they didn't have an Oko last turn, so that's nice. You think I can fit anything else in here with my foot? Oh gosh, and they have They have a stubborn denial? That's unfortunate. We are in danger, I think. I guess I get to ship into Oko here. So like either they're trading off their Steel Leaf champion, or they're either trading off their Steel Leaf champion or Oko's dying. So like we're losing something and they're losing something. Because they want to keep Oko alive, they have to block the 4 power. And even then Oko goes to 1. We can take the 5 power creature off the table. Maybe we can slip Oko in, or Collecting Company in past the soft stub next turn. Well, yeah, and Oko taking a hit this turn, so like... I think I might have to change my 3 Noxious Grasp, my sideboard to 4 for this meta. Yeah, I mean, the opponent's deck is the best deck in the format at the moment, I think. It's where the moving target has landed. It's definitely a goal we are chasing. Thanks for the 17 months, Corn Chips. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this isn't a super easy block. It is an easy block if they have a second Oko, though, which would be worrisome. Yep. Feels dead, man. Yeah, if they have stubborn denial as their shock the previous turn implies. This could force the issue. Okay. So if they don't have another stub, maybe Company can drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. Maybe. So this is currently unblockable. Second Oko in 12 cards, yep. And a Heart of Korean, yep. Huh? Think I'm just passing? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just pass. They could draw exactly Stubborn Denial, but I really don't want to, like, Company into a Marshal again and, like, get that Marshal taken by Oko again. Seems less than ideal. Do I Company to try and hit a Knight of Autumn to kill this? I feel like I do. Do I put Marshal into play, giving Oko something to take? If they do that, they lose their Oko. Oh yeah, because I can Charming Prince it, right? So if they trade the Oko here, I can Charming Prince it. So if they want to cash this in to take this, a Charming Prince explicitly blinks something we own, and then it returns it under its controller's control. So it's kind of sweet. Stand up for a little bit. Opponent taking their sweet time here. Want to fast forward our opponent's turn? Yeah. Didn't we reveal Prince off a Bugler? Yeah, I believe so. Doesn't mean they understand the interaction, though. And, like, with this Deccan Stone, we can probably make inroads to killing the Oko next turn. 3 finals down, 1 to go. Thanks for the 16 months, Kyle. You can always find my thoughts on bans after they happen by typing !! bans in chat. Opponent, do. This is honestly the single. Wait, okay. So this is random, but I like keep an eye on the Magic section. And Crokies is back for the Mythic Championship, but his title is Road to Mythic Championship 8. Didn't we change the branding for next year? Aren't Mythic Championships over? Hey, Camarel, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Did I miss something? I thought they're Mythic Invitationals and Players Tours now. And so the paper events are Players Tours event, and I thought we were branding the MCs to Mythic Invitationals. Yeah, Mythic Championships are done, but they're Mythic Invies and Players Tours. Okay, so I hadn't missed anything. Well, I appreciate having you here. Good to have you in chat, Camarel. Thanks for keeping me around. If you like to chat even when I'm not live too, you should pop it into the Discord server as well later today. Okay, I was just making sure I understood the nomenclature. I tried to do my best to, like, understand their changes since I'm, like, relaying what Wizards is doing to lots of people in chat. So I wanted to make sure that I understood what the branding was moving forward. So it is Players Tour events for paper, PT, and Mythic Invitational, not Mythic Championships for Arena moving forward. Does that mean... So that means they're technically not MCQ weekends anymore, right? Mythic Championship Qualifier weekend. They're MIQ weekends? Meek weekends? Mythic Invitational Qualifiers? Mickens. Now on the dollar menu. I don't even know WotC knows what the structure is, right? Like, we know who's in the Rivals League and the MPL, but, like, what do those things do next year? So, in in Wizards of the Coast defense, to defend them when they do a good thing, I think rebranding their events is smart. I think their branding this year for 2019 was really bad and it was confusing. Calling both large paper tournaments and small arena invitational tournaments MC Mythic Championships was needlessly confusing. And it made people feel like they were the same events when they're really very different. I like that they called a spade and they're calling the arena events invitationals because that's what there are if they're just inviting 16 of the people to them. Like, if a quarter of the field is there just based on who likes you and who gets picked, like, that's an invitational tournament. I mean, calling the paper events PT, again, will make a lot of people happy and lets you use acronyms you're used to. They got rid of the MPL split, too. Okay, weird. So, like, there's not weekly stuff anymore. The thing I'm confused about is what are WPN qualifiers? I have no idea. Well, it hasn't said my opponent's disconnected. For people who aren't familiar with Magic Online, you have an 8-minute idle timer. So, like, my opponent can literally just take a 7-minute and 59-second break, like here. Like, they just, like, paused for infinite time, and there's no punishment for doing so. It's a very, very frustrating system. All right, let's deck that. And then if I ship everything into Oko, they can go eat this, chump block, Oko still dies. So I get to kill Oko even without losing my Marshal. I thought it was 8 minutes. I thought they changed it. I thought they changed it to 5, and then they changed it to 8 to be somewhere in the middle. So I don't want to lose my Marshal. So they can go block, block, and then Oko still dies here. And then we're kind of in an okay spot. I worry about WPN queues. The Game Center had 13 people show up for a standard one last weekend, and it awarded a Wait, they had a 13-player PT queue? Seriously? That can't be real. That's crazy. Why didn't I play this? Because I'm dumb? Because I was talking? Because I was so shocked at a 13-player PTQ? The reason why I didn't play this because I was so flabbergasted at a 13-player PTQ. Mr. T-Rex, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people that you can ship those Bezo bucks to every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending them my way this month. All right, opponent's dead. Look at that. Deck to beat, crushed it. Turn 2 Oko this. Ugh. Jonathan Hobbs qualified for the next PT by winning a 16-player PTQ in Kentucky. Zerock, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. Man, they should just cancel Paper Magic tournaments. 16. That's so dumb that, like, it is unfathomably stupid that a 200-plus player MODO PTQ gives the same number of invites as 13 and 16-player paper PTQs. Like, that's unreal. That's so stupid. 16, Kuntz. 16. So, kind of proportional to the MTG Jones. Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate it. Can I keep this? It's like no third land. It's got no 1-drop. I want to mulligan this. This might be, it's got no company. Hey, Jeff, not sure if you remember me. I triple sleeve mono blue at the NRG series and got blown up, but you wanted to say hi. The more I watch your stream, the more I enjoy your stance. So views. I'm glad to have you in the community. I do. That was at the tournament where I was playing Teamer Climb, right? Here in Bloomington. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support. Hey, thanks for the tier 2, Mr. Bibbs. I appreciate the half a year. I'm on the play here. Hey, Tom. Well, I hope you'll still be in chat. You've got that sword, so you're always welcome to be here. You'll always be able to participate. The bottom Prince here, I think. All of a sudden, Prince has turned himself into a symbol. Hope everything works out all right on your end, Tom. Reaction to the State of the Game announcement. Was there anything in the State of the Game announcement other than the ban updates that I care about? Anybody? I feel like I definitely skimmed it, but I don't feel like there was anything in there other than the ban list update that matters. The lack of a friends list update. I like how they were supposed to put the friends list in last month, announced it was gonna be delayed, had a thing yesterday with just crickets, just no mention of the friends list. For what it's worth, I personally have no vested interest in a friends list. I've got all y'all at good golly. That's a 2-3 vigilance for 3. It's our first time. It's our second time we've bricked on this in this league. This card's been good overall. Even with a couple of bricks, it's been good overall. It's unfortunate that it bottomed 2 lands, because I would really like a land for this collected company. JK, LOL. I would just like to say, while it's very easy to try and poke fun at the arena developers, I would discourage you from doing that. Especially just based on like the feedback I've seen from people who worked at Wizards of the Coast. It's pretty unlikely that the reason why things aren't getting done properly on Arena is related to incompetence by the employees. Most of those issues, especially from a large company on a big project like Arena, stem from issues surrounding management and things outside of the direct employees' control. This is a really loose play because I get to sack this and then they don't get their Bone Crusher Giant. Thanks for the half a year, Fringe Devil. Welcome back. It's very rarely an issue with the people actually doing the work. It's not to say never, but it's very rarely an issue with the people actually doing the work. Okay, they're almost out of cards here. Losing our collected company hurt a little bit, but got a pretty good string of draws here. So now I need to decide, what do I want to do from here? Bugler makes War Boss pretty bad, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and Deck and Stone the Scrap Heap Scrounger so it stops beating me down. And then I just want to use my mana this turn, so that way if we draw another brick next turn, we can just start activating Castle. Oh gosh, this makes humans? That's so good. I will say this, if Wizards wants us to believe that Historic's a real thing they plan to support and not just a throwaway afterthought, they better seriously consider including Historic in Magic Worlds this year. They're planning to do Magic Worlds on Arena. They should make it more than one format like it usually is, and Worlds should be Historic and Standard. It is the perfect opportunity to incorporate some amount of Historic. I'm okay with this trade. Historic and Brawl, you mean? I don't know about Brawl, but Historic for sure. This is probably a decent matchup for Fiendslayer Paladin, huh? Do we think I need Deccan Stone? I feel like I almost don't need this card in this matchup. Maybe I leave a couple in. Yeah, it does look like Barich's John Coco list. Which Aaron didn't really have any, like, big must-answer threats. I think I'd rather just play to the board. I think I'm going to trim Deccan Stone and Shepherd of the Flock here. The core of what this deck's doing felt very reasonable so far. Shepherd of the Flock's been a little bit underwhelming. I think I'd prefer if Shepherd of the Flock was, like, a card that, like, got hit by Militia Bugler. I don't know what that could be offhand, but I feel like I want it to be another card that Bugler finds. Maybe there should be Kithians in this deck. That would let us increase our 1-drop count, too. Tithe Taker could be worth testing. That's a human, and it gets found by Bugler. Stomp, stomp. Maybe I should have let on Thraben Inspector because of that. I'm going to go ahead and just play this in Scry 2, because I really want to try and hit 4 lands in 4 turns here. Giant Killer, maybe? The answer could just be a bunch more 1-drops. Two Kithian could be great, I think. Thraben Inspector has also been a little middling. Kind of feel like I'd like just like more 2-power 1-drops. Yeah, just more Savannah Lions, exactly. That's kind of exactly where I'm at. If we draw a 3rd land next turn, we'll Charming Prince, Scry 2 to try and hit our 4th land drop. If we miss on the land, we'll crack the Clue to try and hit the land. Does anybody know, did Aaron's list have Embercleave in it? It probably was playing Embercleave, I'd imagine, right? They're only making you pay to play Brawl if you want to play outside of Wednesdays. Come on now. Alright, so I'm going to trade Dauntless Bodyguard for 11 life here, which seems good. I think splashing a 3rd color in here is pretty ambitious. Every color you splash makes your mana much worse. Since we're trying to play Benalish Marshal. To me, my company. Fiendslayer plus Lieutenant here is pretty good. Holds the Bone Crusher Giants at bay. First strike, lifelink, can't be targeted for red or black spells. So they're going to lose the last card in their hands here. And then they're just like, top decking. That's unfortunate. Bone Crusher Giant's real good with Regisaur. Pretty sure I'm just going to 8 here. We're just like not gonna play around an Embercleave out of them if they draw it. I guess Company's pretty good with Regisaur too. Not only does it find Regisaur, but like if Company's the last card in your hand during your upkeep, you can like cast it in response to the discard trigger. Alright, let's get Gideon going, because he just pumps out an endless supply of blockers. This might encourage them to get aggressive with the Bone Crusher Giants, which we can deal with. Yeah, I think Gideon sounds great in this deck. They drew Embercleave for the turn. Lol. Sure, why not? If we hadn't missed our land drop on 3, we might have been more in that game. And the fact that it took us till turn 5 to get our land drop felt pretty bad. Maybe I do want Deck and Stone with the face of Rotting Regisaur. Shepherd's pretty medium. I think I'm happy with the rest of how I boarded here. Easy mulligan. Yeah, sounds fine. Not super exciting, but fine. But it also went to 6. If we miss on a 1 or a 2 drop for the second turn, we get to go ahead and just crack a clue, which is nice. Perfect. Yeah, the current standard format is incredibly high-powered. I feel like they are probably Bone Crusher Gianting my Thalia's Lieutenant this turn, regardless of what I play, so I'm just going to play Bugler. If I play Marshal, they just stomp this in response. Sure. Yeah, the 2-3 stat line on Bugler is super reasonable. Vomit. Feels bad, man. We have 2 Lords at least, though, so they don't have a good block next turn. It's like, regardless of what they take here, I'm attacking with 2-3-4s next turn. Kibler did in fact burn a bunch of Lifebane zombies. He was not a fan. Yeah, Battle of M14 hate cards, huh? Ours doesn't generate card advantage though, like theirs. Theirs is a 2-for-1 most of the time. Wow, our opponent's really unlucky. They didn't have a play there. YOLO has been declared. Brick! 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 Oh. There is no fear in our dojo, chat. Oh, yeah, I guess there should have been some fear. Maybe a little bit of fear. Maybe a little bit of fear. One fear. One fear, please. Is a big boy. No blocks. Go to 11. Vomit. I ain't scared. You're scared. Alright, if this Cocoa bricks, they're dead. Magic is nothing like gambling, chat. High skill, low variance game. Nothing like gambling, chat. In no way, shape, or form does Magic resemble gambling. High player agency, low variance game. Oh no. Oh no. Their company was a little bit larger and angrier and more undead than ours. We're 2-2 now. Burrito match. I don't want to stress anybody out, but this next match has 7 entire dollars riding on it. So if you're someone that gets nervous around high stakes environments, you might want to change the channel for a little bit. It's gonna be a nerve-wracking set of games here. This is Magic the Gathering Online, Magic the Gathering's premier play client, where you can play for real stakes all the time. I gotta get out of here. There's too much pressure. Under pressure. Bum 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 bum. Real stakes. I thought you were after burritos. I hope you have children with that joke. I hope you have children. Yeah, Giant Slayer seems potentially okay. Like I said, Shepherd of the Flock's been pretty medium. The 1-2 that makes a clue has been just kind of okay. I definitely want some number of Kithians in the 75s. There's like 4 cards I'm not very happy with. Yeah, this hand's not great, but it's fine. Hopefully Charming Prince scries us into something to do on turn 3, and then we get to Coco on 4. Forest Traverse. Oh, no! Oh, fuck me. And we're dead. Well, you know, things happen. Clicked the wrong land. I didn't want those $7 anyways, chat. And we drew a brick because we're just like down board position and drew a brick because I misclicked. Yikes. Well, we tried. So, for those wondering what happened, Fortified Village does not bring this into play untapped. So, needed to click on Forest so I could play Charming Prince on 2. If I would have done that, I'd be attacking for 4 here, and I'd have another Charming Prince in play. We'll see if the deck can drag us to cross the finish line in spite of myself. I aim to bring joy, Winding Road. It's actually funny. One of the things that Arena actually does really well is that when you have 2 different lands in your hand and you look, lands that are untapped versus lands that are tapped are highlighted in different colors, which is an incredibly user-friendly thing for them to be doing. Yeah. We're attacking them for 6. That puts them to 10. I'm going to put Charming Prince into play because it's lethal next turn anyways. And I'd like to scry 2 to try and find another impactful card for next turn. Perfect. So the second company hopefully means they're dead through a blocker next turn. We'd have hit them for 5 more points of damage at this point. If I would have played the correct lands, they'd be at 5, and they'd definitely be dead through a blocker or 2. Yeah, Charming Prince has been super good. Charming Prince has been very, very reasonable. Squad goals, chat. Squad goals. Don't fog me. 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 Please die. Thank you. Thank you. Did I click submit? Like, their sweepers are like Ugin and stuff, right? Do I want Gideon over Deckenstone just as another anthem? I think so. Yeah, we skipped our turn 2 to give them a fighting chance. What we did was sporting. Wanted the game to be closer. No, Ugin exiles. White's the worst color in Magic. I think this deck's fine. This is an untapped land on 2. I think I'm supposed to play catch and release here, though. Yeah, this hand's better. This hand is better. Trying to decide if they want to go to 5 over there. Opponent went to 5. I'm going to keep. And I don't think Burmaz is very good. It doesn't work with the human sub-theme, and it doesn't get found with Militia Bugler. Don't play an Arboreal Grazer. No Grazer. Drawing another land that's not a green land feels real bad. Because, like, I do probably want a green land at some point. Oh, no. Oh, no. They had Lightning Strike, chat. That's not the one drop I wanted for Christmas. I sent you burrito money on behalf of Twitch chat, but since you're gonna win, just get it double stuff. Thanks, Socio Penguin. I really need a better alert that pops up in my face when I have donations come through. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. All right, let's win the next game on the play. I might need that. I might need those dollars for burritos after all, Penguin. We might need those dollars for burritos after all. This deck has a lot of gambling in it. You're not wrong, Marty. This is where the magic happens, chat. I would just like the record to reflect that if I don't draw my second land this game, it's because Twitch chat didn't believe hard enough. So please, Twitch chat, I need you to believe, okay? Do you believe? With the power of our energies combined, we're going to cast the Thalia's Lieutenant on turn 2, and it's going to be glorious. I believe we're going to flood out and die. I think there's a good chance if we never draw another spell this game, we can win with this hand. So, time me out, you cowards. Thanks for 11 months, Vicarian. One more month until you join the ranks of the Knights. Survey says... Papi! Papi! Da 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 ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Ship it. See, I appreciate all of y'all. This burrito match is dedicated to Twitch chat and their incredible competitive advantage. Not gonna lie, I wanted to see a tapped land. You're a monster. Read. Wow, didn't draw a third land. We're so unlucky. We're just the gosh darned unluckiest, chat. Nah, I think it's better to just be aggressive. I think playing out our 2-drops probably wins the game. I just want to kill them ASAP. We don't have a 3-2 emote anymore. There's definitely a 3-2 emote. Hopefully sometime next week we'll have a burrito center emote for our bit emotes. It's exciting. And a jester head to eat the burrito. I'm excited for the jester head to eat the burrito too. Ramp it up. Ramp it up. I'm gonna scry 2 here. Attack them for 6. Wow! Is this the first time in the history of Magic a Canopy Vista's ever come into play untapped? I feel like I should mark my calendar because I think there's a very real possibility that's the first time a Canopy Vista's ever been into play untapped. Oh, gross. This is the part where they make 2 zombies to block, and then they untap and Ugin us on turn 5 and we die. I think is what's about to happen here. Yeah, but how do I, that doesn't beat the Ugin, Percy. Like, I blinked my stuff and they still have an Ugin at 5. Yeah, this is definitely a hope they don't have it turn. 1000%. Holding up Shepherd doesn't win the game, chat. It picks our stuff up, and then they still have an Ugin on 5. Survey says, come on, opponent. I don't know that I'm in an emotional state that I can handle slow roll Ugin. Tank card we can never beat. Please don't be slow rolling me. Please don't be slow rolling me. I don't know that I can take it. Yes! Burritos! Justice. Justice. See, we ain't scared, chat. Ain't no fear in this dojo. Alright, so thoughts overall. The green splash for Company seemed worthwhile. Company was good at multiple points. Shepherd of the Flock was not good. Was really not happy with this card. I think I would cut all of it. I think I would replace it with another card that Militia Bugler could hit. Pantheon is a great card. It's good Savannah Lion that flips over. So it starts as a 2/1, and then if you attack with 3 or more creatures, it flips over into Gideon Battleforged. So I think I'd play 2 or 3 of that. That's a card that Militia Bugler hits. A couple of people have mentioned Giant Killer. I think Giant Killer is a card that's plenty playable. It's a card you can consider in the 1-drop slot. I would pull up Scryfall and just look through all the 1 and 2 mana humans that exist in this format. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a good 1 or 2 mana human that could exist somewhere in this format that we're missing. So, oh, someone mentioned what about the 4/4 2-drop from Shadows? Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The werewolf, right? The green werewolf, it can only attack if someone has power 4 or greater. Yeah, Tithe Taker was one someone mentioned too. The werewolf isn't one that what's it called finds? Where is it? Yeah, this one, Lambhold Pacifist. This card can be reasonable. It can only attack on the front side if you have a creature with power 4 or greater, but if you Thalia's Lieutenant or have Marshal, the front half can be self-enabled, which is sweet. Knight of the White Orchid could be an okay card too. Yeah, four Knight of the White Orchid could be really sweet too. Lets you turn 3 Company when you're on the draw, also worth considering. But yeah, overall, the core of this deck seemed very reasonable. Both Charming Prince, Militia Bugler, and Collected Company impressed me at multiple points during the league. The one real weak slot was the Shepherd. Didn't really feel like I was getting my value out of that card. So I would look to replace that with something else. But other than that, was really pretty happy with what's going on here. All right, that's going to be it for Pioneer for today. Just as a general reminder, I have something I have to do tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to be streaming at all tomorrow morning. I'll be live about 11 a.m., sometime between 11 a.m. and noon, hopefully close to 11 a.m., jumping directly into Historic on Arena tomorrow. But I'll be back with more Pioneer on Friday. Friday is going to be an all Pioneer day again. So if you enjoy this non-rotating format on Magic Online, make sure you're here for Friday. I think we're going to do 3 or 4 decks on Friday. I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll now as we roll on into Magic Arena so I can get set up with that. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.